It's often said, isn't it, that happiness is an inside job, and some people might feel that that's a bit of a cliche, but it's actually true. Happiness is an inside job. So how is it true? Well, this is my take on it. I'll begin with a question. Have you ever asked yourself where your value as a person really comes from? You know, it's a fact that many of us in the Western world get our value from our possessions, or our job, or our role, or our reputation, or our achievements, or our successes. There are mainly two reasons why we do this. One is what happened to us as children. In childhood, we picked up the message that we need to own something, or do something, or be something to be worthy of love. These three things then became what we call our worth requirements, causing us to invest, often heavily, in our wealth, our work, our appearance, our status, which are all external sources of value. They're sources of value that just cannot last. The second reason has to do with how our culture measures success. The culture in which we live wants us to define ourselves by accumulation, achievement, and the approval of other people. It wants us to build our lives around those three things, sometimes referred to as the 3 A's. But you see, the 3 A's are also external sources of value. Unfortunately then, because of our childhood wound of conditional love and the pressure coming from the culture in which we are immersed, we end up looking for happiness in the wrong places, in things outside of us. No wonder many of us get to midlife feeling disappointed, dissatisfied, and perhaps even depressed. The things we were told would deliver happiness haven't worked. They haven't worked. Why? Because, and this is key, because we are not what we have. We are not what we do. And we are not what other people think of us. Yes, our self-worth, our personal value does not come from our possessions, or our usefulness, or our status. Our self-esteem cannot depend on these things, because these things are passing. The truth is, and this is the good news, our value comes from within, from who we are, from our true self, from what I like to call our belovedness. Now, I can hear you asking, what is our belovedness? Well, our belovedness is the image of God within us. We belong to God. We are God's beloved daughters and sons. We were born beloved children of God, and we will die beloved children of God. This is our deepest identity, our real source of worth. The Buddhists call it the face we had before we were born. And because of our belovedness, we are loved unconditionally. Because of it, we do not need to own something, or do something, or be something to be worthy of love. Because of it, we can accept ourselves as we are, the way we are. Our belovedness comes from the relationship that God has with us. It is our true self, and nothing can taint it, contaminate it, or destroy it. It is eternal. Now, I do appreciate, of course, that we need faith to understand and accept what I am saying. Our belovedness is a spiritual reality. But you know, at our core, we are spiritual beings. We have longings that only a relationship with God can satisfy or fulfill. Ultimately, we must make a choice. Either we get our value from the things our culture considers important: accumulation, achievement, and the approval of other people, or we find our value in who we are in God. In other words, either we find our value in external things, or we find our value within. The first is built on the quicksand of conditional love. The second is about the experience of unconditional love. The first leaves us feeling dissatisfied and exhausted. The second brings peace and contentment. I believe that the most important thing we need to do as we journey through life is to get in touch with our deeper selves, our true selves. This is about claiming our belovedness. Claiming our belovedness. Now, it may surprise you to hear that. But you know, I'm convinced, and my conviction is coming from my own personal experience, that it's true. You see, if we don't claim our belovedness, we may never know that we are loved unconditionally. And surely, unconditional love is what we long for more than anything else. I will finish with a little verse called Late Fragment, written by Raymond Carver. And did you get what you want from this life? Even so, I did. And what did you want? To call myself beloved, to feel myself beloved on the earth.